Hey guys, it's Wendy. I am making another quick and easy weeknight meal tonight. So we are having chicken cacciatore for dinner. So in the Brilliance 4.5 quart skillet, I forgot what it's actually called. Here's my chicken. These are boneless chicken thighs. They have garlic and herb rub on them, and I am just browning them in here, and they smell amazing. I wish you could smell these. So here's the garlic and herb rub. This is the seasoning for this entire dish. And I'm just going to take these out. They were in 1 tablespoon of oil also in the skillet. And I am going to leave all those delicious brown bits in here. And I'm going to add my sliced mushroom. Okay, so I already did these. I'm going to dump them in. I use the Rapid Prep mandolin on the number 4 setting because I like my mushrooms to be well done. And I'm not really a fan of mushrooms. Some of you may already remember that. I actually only like the cremini or the baby bella mushrooms. That's it. I don't eat any of the other mushrooms. It's a texture thing. I just don't like them. And when these, I like them to be really well done, okay? I do like them to be caramelized. So I'm going to spread these out in the bottom of my skillet, and we're gonna let those go for a few minutes all by themselves. So I'm gonna show you the rest of the recipe. Here's my mandolin. Very easy recipe, not a lot of ingredients. Okay, so besides the chicken and the mushrooms, I've got some onion, some red bell pepper, 28 ounces of tomatoes. I don't have the petite diced tomatoes, but I have a lot of cans of crushed tomatoes in this size, so I'm going to use the crushed tomatoes today. And you can either serve this over zoodles, you can add a zucchini to it. I happen to find some decent zucchini in the store, so I'm going to use that. So let's finish slicing up the onions. So I just cut this one into quarters so that it would fit in the mandolin. And we want this, I usually do like the 4 setting for all of these vegetables. So we're gonna go with that. And I like thin, smaller slices because I find that to be a little easier to eat, especially when you're using sauce. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, so look at that. Look how nice and thin sliced these are, and which means they cook a lot faster and they all cook evenly. And we're going to add the peppers in here too, because why should I work any harder than I have to, right? So let's add the peppers. Well, my mushrooms is sizzling away over there. I'm gonna add that little piece in here too. All right. And let's finish those up with the last 2. These work better if you put them kind of backwards so they curl outward, because that way they don't fall and just go like in big fat slices. All right, I have a couple of pieces stuck in the back, so let's just grab those because we know how that grocery bill goes these days, right? Okay, so here's my peppers, and I hear my mushrooms going. I'm gonna let them go for another minute because I really like them well done. Okay, let's open up our can of tomatoes. So I'm going to use the smooth edge can opener. You can see this is not a squeeze handle. This just rests right on top of the can. You're gonna give this a twist. And you're going to keep turning clockwise until you feel it get looser. Okay, so there's some resistance now. When you don't feel that resistance anymore, then you're going to, your can will open. Okay, so there we go. All right, when you feel that happen, you're going to just turn counterclockwise, the opposite way. Okay, and you hear that click, that releases this off. Otherwise, your can opener is going to be stuck to your can. And if you could see here, there's a little claw piece right there, and we're going to use that to lift the top of the can right off. Okay. All right, let's go back to the stove. We're gonna stir those mushrooms. We're gonna add the rest of our vegetables and the rest of our seasoning and the tomatoes. Okay, so let's take a look first and see what our mushrooms are doing. All right, you see how they're getting nice and brown in here? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, I sliced these nice and thin too so they wouldn't take so long to cook. And then I'm going to add the onions, the peppers, this will hold 6 cups of vegetables, so plenty of space in here for everything that you want to chop up if you're doing soups or chilies or stir fries, any of that, making a nice big salad. It fits so much vegetable in there. You could do fruits in there also in the rapid prep mandolin. The only thing you really can't do is cheese. It's not made for cheese. But it will also do fries in julienne. All right. Okay. So one thing that is really cool about the Brilliance cookware is it is non-stick. But as you can see from the chicken, it will actually brown as well, which is very unusual for non-stick cookware. Okay, garlic and herb rub. We need to add 1 more tablespoon. Did you know that with the Pampered Chef seasonings, the cap is 1 tablespoon? So you don't need a separate spoon to measure this out, less dishes to wash or put in the dishwasher. One less thing to get, so 1 capful is 1 tablespoon. Okay, so good little tip there for you. Okay, and then if you want some extra salt, you can add that as well. All right. Let's add that sauce. Grab a scraper, add the sauce, or your crushed tomatoes, your diced tomatoes, whatever you're using. And I don't want to waste any of this either, so I grabbed one of my silicone scrapers. What's great about these is they're silicone and they are heat safe to 650 degrees. So you don't have to worry about melting these if somebody leaves them in the skillet. Okay, you could use this for all of your stovetop cooking, in addition to scraping all of your baking bowls, the inside of the peanut butter jar, the mayonnaise jar, the canned tomatoes. All right. Okay, so let me just give you a quick peek. Okay, and then we're going to take our chicken. We're going to, we're going to let this go for just a second because I am going to slice up that zucchini real quick. So if you want to come back over here, we're going to slice that zucchini. And I'm just going to cut the top off, and then I'm going to cut this in half and in half again so that it's not huge size pieces. They're a little more bite-sized once they're cooked. And this is just super quick. We're just gonna add this in, use your food pusher. And let's do the other piece. And then we're gonna go back over and I'm gonna show you how to finish this up. And I'm actually making some farro tonight. I'm doing it in the microwave. Okay, look at that. That's already bubbling away. My vegetables are cooking. I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit on that. We want it to simmer more than boil. Okay, But if you're doing zucchini, it is going to release some more water into your sauce as well. Apparently I had a piece of bell pepper still stuck in there. Okay, we're gonna give this a stir. Oh yeah, we are definitely cooking now. All right, and then we're just gonna take that chicken, we're gonna plop it right back in here, and then we're gonna put the lid on and we're gonna let this simmer for about 10 minutes, and then dinner is served. Okay. All right, so you just wanna take your chicken. Your chicken's not done yet, okay? It needs to finish cooking, so you wanna get that right in there, and all these flavors are gonna mix together and be super yummy. Right, we're just gonna shove that right in. And I do usually add the last of the juice also, because that is the juice that ran out of the chicken while it was sitting on my plate. All right, and when this is all done, I will take a picture so you guys can see. Here we go. All right. If you want the recipe, let me know. I hope you're having a great day. I'll talk to you soon.